What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about the Rocky Mountaineer, which I've never heard of before, but apparently this is a pretty famous luxury train ride that you can take in Canada. So, first, I have the website pulled up here, and it sounds like the name of this train ride is the First Passage to the West. And you ride on the train called the Rocky Mountaineer. So this goes from Vancouver to Kamloops? Kamloops. Never heard of it. Sounds like a tasty cereal or something. To Banff. So we're talking about Western Canada. First passage to the West. It's all making sense to me now. Something I want to do real quick before we watch a video that's going to show what this amazing train experience is like is I want to take a look at how much this costs to do. So, when are you traveling? You can only choose 2025 or 2026, so you have to book this way in advance by the look of it. Okay, what country? You can do this in the US. Our trains do not travel internationally, but they're in the United States. Huh, okay, Canada. So maybe this company does US trains as well. Staying for 1 to 3 nights? This is multiple nights. Oh my god, on a train? You can stay 2 weeks on a train? There's an option for 10 to 14 nights. How nice is this train? Okay, we're staying for 1 to 3 nights. Apply. Book now. We're going to Banff, right? From Vancouver, I guess? Okay. Apply. Book now. Here we go. Here we go. What's the price tag on something like this? Excuse me. Let me catch my breath here. $3,000? You either buy yourself a cheap used car. Maybe used cars are more expensive than that now with inflation and everything. Anyway, you buy yourself something like, I don't know, a new couch, 3 new couches, or you get a train ride from Vancouver to Banff for 2 days. This is so expensive. This is insane. Like, I don't I don't know. I have to see the experience, I guess, for myself to really pass judgment. And that's exactly what we're going to do. But now all I'm going to be thinking of is, does this all amount to like $1.7 to $3,000? I don't know, but let's find out.
Welcome on board Canada's most luxurious train.
Wow.
But should this be on your bucket list? Find out over the next 2 days as we encounter scenic vistas,
Ooh.
enjoy unmatched hospitality,
hello.
partake in top-notch dining, and best of all, create unforgettable...
Whoa, hold up. I gotta look back at that. What is this? What was that? Not the eagle. Not the eagle. Look at this. Look at this. I've never seen a train with a transparent ceiling. You can do that? This is okay. All right. I'm not totally convinced. $3,000, but I'm starting to see what the hype is about. This looks like a train from the future. They ride this train in Star Trek, probably. I don't know. But this is really cool.
Create unforgettable memories along the way.
Hello, Jet Setters. I'm Jeb Brooks from greenergrass.com. This is Canada's Rocky Mountaineer, and you're coming along.
Here's the plan. We'll leave Banff at 8 in the morning and traverse the rugged mountain landscapes of Western Canada. We'll arrive in Kamloops, where we'll get off the train and sleep in a hotel. The next day, we'll continue on toward Vancouver for even more stunning views.
Oh, okay. You ride the train for 2 days, but you get off for the night. You don't actually sleep on the train. I thought you slept on the train. I was ready to see some train bedrooms or something crazy. You stop in Kamloops or wherever and get off and sleep. Okay, very good.
We arrived at the siding where we'd board this train.
Okay.
With some 25 coaches and 3 locomotives, this is one huge train.
It's a pretty long train.
That's big.
We've been walking for a while. We're still not there yet.
There are 2 classes of service on board. Gold Leaf in the double-decker coaches and Silver Leaf in the single-level ones.
Oh.
Here you can really clearly see the difference between Silver Leaf and then Gold Leaf. The cars are much different.
We'll explain more about the differences in a bit.
Well, it looks taller, of course, double-decker. It has the transparent ceiling. Maybe there's more. But, geez, what did we look at? The Gold Leaf or the Silver Leaf? Our ticket was like 1.7 to 3,000. Maybe that range is determined by what ticket type you get.
But for now,
It's time to check out the Rocky Mountaineer.
Okay. Let's check it
It's
out.
Rocky Mountaineer time.
Okay.
the seats,
Show
which are
us.
assigned automatically by Rocky Mountaineer, are located upstairs in Gold Leaf cars to provide the best possible views.
This is nice.
Now, ours were at the very front of the coach, at least for today. Turns out they'll be turning the train around tomorrow, and we'll be at the back. But we'll worry about that later.
Interesting. The seats look very nice. What can you say? The train looks nice. The seating arrangement, if there's 4 of you, it's kind of this cozy little Harry Potter thing where you're looking at each other, enjoying your trip to Hogwarts, or in this case, to Banff. Okay.
Also, if you watch to the end, we'll tell you exactly what we paid for these seats and how you can get the best possible deal for your own Rocky Mountain
Oh, I know what you paid. I know what you paid for this. It wasn't cheap.
trip. Each seat has power. They're also infinitely adjustable, and they're even heated.
Okay. All right.
Let's just say this is not going to be a bad way to spend the next 285 miles.
Wow.
Pretty swanky. This is incredible.
We were off right on time.
Goodbye, everybody.
Back in 1867, when Canada became an independent country, Sir John Macdonald was the first Prime Minister, and one of his foremost concerns was to ensure that what is now Western Canada did not become part of the United States.
Wow. He made sure that Western Canada was not part of the U.S. and was part of Canada. And I don't blame him, because look at this. This is essentially maybe the biggest selling point of this entire trip, is that you're in this super comfortable train and the scenery. A lot of Americans do not understand, like, what beautiful, beautiful geography Canada has. A lot of Americans don't know this. Like, look at this mountain. Like, what mountain is that? I don't know. It doesn't even matter. It's beautiful. I feel like you're paying for this experience, and I get it. I get it.
He did this by promising to build a transcontinental rail link. And the Canadian Pacific Railway was the first link from east to west, and we'll be traversing some of the most impressive sections on this trip.
Wow.
Of course, the places we'll pass through have been inhabited for countless years by indigenous communities who have known every river, mountain, canyon. We were soon invited downstairs for breakfast. You'll sit with other passengers for all of your meals, and that's a nice way to get to know your fellow travelers.
Oh, you get seated with strangers. Fellow Rocky Mountaineer enthusiasts. Okay. Maybe you get to meet. Maybe you like that. Maybe if you like talking to new people, for introverts, maybe it's like, man, I paid all this money and I got to eat with this stranger. But, it's in Canada. People are probably pretty nice, in a good mood. If they're on this thing, you're probably in a good mood. Meet some new people, have some fine dining. This is some nice, there's like a whole dining room on the first floor. I didn't even know that. Fancy food, coffee.
Fruit was a fresh way to start the day.
Okay. Oh.
The eggs Benedict with the paprika hollandaise sauce looked amazing.
Okay.
And the pancakes were delicious too, but it was the maple syrup that set them off.
Okay.
My scrambled eggs were excellent. It was the double smoked bacon that was a highlight for me.
I mean, the food looks good. I mean, it better be good. I should not have looked at the price tag at the beginning. I shouldn't have done it. That's all I'm thinking about. Now it's made me bias the whole video. I'm like, yeah, the food better be good for what we're paying. I'd be the worst Rocky Mountaineer guest Be like, everybody better finish their breakfast. Every bite. But it does look very, very good.
By the way, with sufficient notice, Rocky Mountaineer can handle just about any dietary restrictions you throw at them.
That was a delicious breakfast, but now it's time to head upstairs, get comfortable, and enjoy the rest of this journey. Let's head out.
We cross the Continental Divide and the border between Alberta and British Columbia.
Wow. This is nice.
We approached Cathedral Mountain,
very
which marked
nice.
a fascinating part of our journey.
We're about to enter the spiral tunnel, maybe one of the coolest parts of this whole experience.
Okay.
I've never done anything like this. This is going to be epic.
All right.
You see, back in 1884,
Spiral?
the most dangerous part of the entire Canadian Pacific Rail line was near here. It was an 8-mile stretch with a 4.5% grade called the Big Hill. It was just way too steep. By 1907, a solution had finally been found, back in Switzerland. You see, some 1,000 men spent 20 months building this set of spiral tunnels. They literally spiral on top of each other inside two mountains in order to reduce the grade from a dangerous 4.5% to a much more reasonable 2.2%.
That's really cool. Unfortunately, there's not much to really see. It's more like, we're going through the spiral tunnel right now! And it's like, I can't see anything.
These spiral tunnels mark a massive testament to incredible engineering and hard work in a time before computers.
Yeah.
It was also extremely disorienting to figure out which direction we were heading as we came out of these tunnels.
Right.
I don't know about you, but I'm a little turned around. That was quite a roller coaster ride.
It's very beautiful. You can't deny it. It's a beautiful trip.
We're not going to win any speed records here, but that's okay. This is about the journey, not getting to any destination.
That's true.
The scenery is spectacular from moment one to now. I mean, it just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
It just feels so good out here. It was freezing cold this morning, but now it's picture perfect. Yeah, I'm liking this weather.
Oh my God. It feels like you're almost not even inside a train, some of this footage. They are so close to the nature outside of them. And maybe they have the best glass cleaners in the world, because it's like, looks like they're filming outside half the time.
A lot better than this morning. It's more my thing.
Oh, they are outside. They are outside. Okay. When did they say that they walked outside? Come on. Okay. That's funny. You can actually walk out onto a deck outside and get a breeze and feel the open Canadian air. That's cool. That's a cool perk. You can do that. Wow.
Rocky Mountaineer's trains have the lowest priority on these rails. Because they're owned by Canadian Pacific, CP tends to put their own equipment ahead of ours.
Oh.
Not to mention the fact that we're a sightseeing train, so we just tend to wait. But
this train shares its railway with like Canadian transit trains, or not transit, but transporting goods across the country. And then they have made some kind of deal with Rocky Mountaineer to have this luxury sightseeing train on there.
the crew does a great job of keeping passengers informed about how long these delays.
Whose house is this? Who are you? What is this? Who lives there? The Lord of Banff? I don't think they got to Banff yet, but do they not have like a castle there behind the trees? What? I want to know more about this.
Delays will be. We used this one to write a few jingles for Rocky Mountaineer's consideration.
There are 2 trains ahead. Maybe it's time for bed.
When trains are stacked up this way, you just gotta say, hey.
Okay, I understand that they gotta make a video. They gotta make content. I don't know. Is this what this train ride does to you? Drives you a little crazy, maybe. You're waiting for the other Canadian trains to move so this can keep moving. You start coming up with jingles. I don't know. Maybe it's not crazy. They're just having fun. All right.
We settled in and thought we'd share a few lessons from day one.
Okay.
There's loads of legroom, but my backpack's not fitting all the way under. So I would say, if you can, limit what you bring on board. You really don't need much. There are 3 things you gotta bring on your Rocky Mountaineer trip. First 2, sunglasses and sunscreen. It gets bright up here with all these windows.
Oh,
and the third thing is your own bottle of water. The staff does a great job at serving drinks, but I always like to have access whenever I get thirsty.
No. This is where cheap Tyler is coming back again. At this price, I'm gonna ask for a bottle of water. You, Rocky Mountaineer, better get me my bottle of water with my eggs Benedict. Bring my own bottle of water on the luxury train ride. Ha!
If you have reduced mobility, Rocky Mountaineer even has you covered. There's an elevator here. Take a look at this.
Good.
There are 707 guests on this train. The consist has 25 cars, including 3 locomotives yesterday. But it's about time to get this train on the way.
Wow. Just another thing, and I really don't mean to beat the dead horse here, but I'm gonna. If there's 700 passengers and everyone paid like $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000, this train makes like $1 million every time they do the trip. That's pretty good business.
Vancouver.
Because we'd been in the first group to eat yesterday, today we'll go second. And that meant we started the day with a pastry and coffee.
Okay. Very nice.
So this is the merger of the Fraser and Thompson rivers. The Fraser being the murkier one because of sediment, the Thompson being the clearer one because it's gone through cold lakes to get here. So really cool. It takes almost a mile for these 2 rivers to merge.
Whoa!
Here, I noticed a mother bear and her 2 cubs way down on the river's edge. That was just one of the many animal encounters we'd had on this journey through the Canadian wilderness. It was hard to miss the many bald eagles, ducks,
That's cool.
bears, and even mountain goats we'd encountered. Our guides and fellow passengers did a great job of shouting out any sightings in time for most everyone in the car to see them.
Yeah, I've heard that they're like in British Columbia, right? I've heard that's very outdoorsy. This is really like proving it. Like there's mountain goats, eagles, like America is there in spirit. They got an eagle and bears and stuff. That's really cool.
When we went down for lunch, we started with some very tasty flavors of the Canadian Pacific.
Hold on. Chickpea Moroccan spiced cauliflower bowl. Alberta strip loin steak. Okay. Seared king oyster, crab ravioli. Okay. This stuff is so fancy. I'd almost be worried, like, is there something... Can I just get the chicken tenders, please? It's like... I swear they would hate me as a guest on this thing.
Including albacore tuna and prawns.
Wow.
Suzanne and I both had the steak today, which was not only beautiful and perfectly prepared...
That looks good.
...but it was also so tasty.
That looks good. Okay.
Fresh berries made a perfect dessert.
Okay.
We returned upstairs where the team had carefully folded Suzanne's jacket while we'd been away. What an unexpected but +1 element of customer service.
Okay.
We were pulled onto a siding to await...
I'd be the American that's like, don't touch my stuff. No, I'm just fully committing to the terrible American tourist routine now.
Some passing freight train, and the crew increased the darkness of the screen above our heads to keep the temperature down. How cool is that?
Whoa!
The food on board has been really good.
That's cool.
And I think I've mentioned the service a million times already, but it's been beyond compare. But everything we've eaten has really been excellent. But particularly the steak I just had, that thing was perfectly cooked. It was really tasty. And dare I say, better than the Amtrak steak?
Oh,
yeah,
hot take.
As we continued our way toward Vancouver, we couldn't help but recall not only the great service on board, but the unforgettable friendliness of the many Canadians we'd encountered on our way. The warm waves made us feel so welcome as we passed through.
No way.
Encouraging us to plan a return trip soon.
That's the most Canadian thing ever. Like, actually, that all these Canadians are like waving. That's great.
We increased our speed as we continued our way south.
See, part of this goes in the United States. They're in, what did this say? Washington State, USA? Part of this ride actually goes in the US. I didn't know that.
We toasted the experience before crawling through one of Canada's largest train yards.
Wow.
Soon, the first skyscrapers we'd encountered along the entire journey came into view, and we knew things were drawing to a close. So how much does all this cost?
Okay, well, I think we can stop it there. We looked at the pricing in real time earlier. This was quite a fascinating video. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This is a super fun, nice trip. Super luxurious for a train. The seating, the food, the experience. They fold your sweatshirt when you're gone. You can go outside. There's the transparent ceiling with the amazing Canadian outdoors. That's the real draw of this, I think. Like, number one. I did have to skip around in this video a little bit, so we didn't get to see everything, but from what I saw, I definitely understand more about how this is worth the money if you're looking for a real experience. Like, I've never seen anything quite like this, and it was a lot of fun to actually kind of ride along virtually anyway. So anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on the Rocky Mountaineer, especially if you've ever been on this or know someone who's been on this. That'd be awesome to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and learning about Canadian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.